Look at this dress. Would you consider this technology? I do now. It's like looking at Damascus steel or something. It's technology that I don't really know if we even have anymore. And yeah, I mean technology. This is as impressive as watching the original Star Wars or something. It's a special effect. And I have to thank Baz Luhrmann, director of Moulin Rouge, for putting that idea into my head. Let's hear about it.
The gowns through Gilda are gorgeous. In their time, they were shocking. I think I'm right in saying that the Jean-Louis gown in Gilda was based on a John Singer Sargent painting, Madame X. And I think I'm right that when that painting came out, it was also controversial. Because the showing of a woman's shoulders and upper arms, but the exposing of this, that Jean-Louis frock, the technology of frocks and gowns is something that is absolutely technological. I mean, it's absolutely mechanical. And basically, it's all about trying to make a gorgeous woman look nude without being nude. The fantasy of nudity, the fantasy of the body, enhancing the leg.
The movie is Gilda, a 1 hour, 50-minute 1946 film noir romance directed by Charles Vidor, and it's incredible. It's a love triangle set in Argentina between Glenn Ford, Rita Hayworth, and George Macready. But mainly, I want to talk about the technology of seduction via Rita Hayworth. She is absolutely the star of this, playing the eponymous Gilda. It's a tremendous performance, and she's supported in it so well by every department. Half of this channel is just me talking about how much I wish modern movies would be created with some of the techniques of older films, and I think this movie is a perfect example of how to really sell how seductive a character is. The point of this movie, to me, is to sell you on how obsessed and in love with Rita Hayworth both of the main male characters are, and honestly every guy that sees her, and how keenly she is aware of this and uses it as a kind of crutch. She can't stop wanting attention and for guys to fall in love with her. And so while their movie has other plot points, the core of it really is trying to tell a story of love, obsession, control, and wanting to be loved. And as Baz Luhrmann talked about, the way they do this is as much special effects as something like the morphing scenes in Terminator 2. It's all designed to get both the viewer to see how much these characters are obsessed with Hayworth, but also to get the viewer to see Hayworth as seductive ourselves. It's trying to explore the obsessive side of love that was so well explored in Vertigo, for example. So the dress is part of it, but it's also the way people respond to her. Like in horror movies, a lot of the way to produce the best fear response in the audience is to show how fearful the characters in the movie are of the horror. So with that in mind, look at these people watching Rita. And what do you think is going through Glenn Ford's mind when he first sees her in the movie? My guy is so bricked up that he's about to pass out, and he's like that through pretty much the entire thing, even as the whole time he's trying so hard to keep her at a distance and get away from her. He just can't help himself. But also look at the cinematography, look how they shoot her. Even when she's in the shadows, rare for the time, they have a light in her eyes that's the focus of the shot. It's stunning. You can't look away. Look at this blocking too, how she's center of the frame. Our POV is purely as an audience looking slightly up at her in the same way she is when we see her on stage. We are the audience getting enraptured with her at this point. And I mean, look how they introduce her in the movie with one of the most famous lines ever.
Gilda, are you decent?
Me?
All this adds up to a phenomenal movie that you can't look away from, which is the point. It's why I tend to get frustrated when I hear people talking about unrealistic lighting in movies or being neutral where filmmakers place the camera. This movie was constructed with every little piece of technology, down to, yes, the dresses, in support of making Rita Hayworth the center of attention and something no one can keep their eyes off of, which is the point of the movie. So yeah, highly recommend. I loved it. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please like and follow.